Greetings, everyone. My name is Darren, and with us we have,
I am Rick.
we're both members of the Emotional Fitness Academy, and today we'd like to touch a little bit on leadership and organizational culture. Very fortunate to have Dr. Richard Valancourt, or Rick has said. My first name is Rick. Rick has an extensive background experience, 40 plus years in the corporate sector, primarily financial, with I believe his last posting being the CEO of Omissa Credit Union in Moncton, New Brunswick. He currently is a faculty member with a CCUA Educational Professional Development. He's also a key advocate, advisor, mentor within the Emotional Fitness Academy, and currently a co-facilitator in many different roles and capacities. Hello, Rick. How are you today, my friend?
Hey, Darren, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Rick, can you share a little bit about your, let's say, your story, your background, as it's connected to this topic of LOC, leadership and organizational culture?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. We've been working hard on developing this persona. We've got a couple of personas within the Emotional Fitness Academy, and the one that I am focusing on is leadership and organizational culture. My background, as you mentioned, I'm a retired CEO from the credit union system, and I've been working for the last 8 years in capacity of a facilitator and faculty member with CCUA Education and Professional Development, which is the Canadian Credit Union Association. And also had the good fortune to work with you, Darren, with the Emotional Fitness Academy to facilitate a number of different programs. And essentially what I've tried to do is take some of my experience as a leader over the many years that I was in industry and transfer that, I guess, to what we're facilitating for the Emotional Fitness Academy. And there are a lot of gaps today in what the business world is needing, and hopefully I can do some work addressing some of those. And a lot of the work that I do with the with CCUA, with Education and Professional Development, is around governance training for board directors, but there's a lot of transferable material from that and what we do for corporate governance training, what I do, as well as some of the leadership management training that I do for credit union employees. And we really want to focus on some of the current needs around the challenges that businesses are facing. And those challenges could be around a lot of different things. It could be around engagement. Engagement is something that is essential for an employee to be engaged and passionate about what they're doing. They're willing to give above and beyond. It could be around trust. It could be around communication. It could be around things like strategic planning and setting the objectives for an organization and the direction that they're to go in the future, and how you align then the goals of the employees to support that. So we bring all that into leadership and organizational culture in the programs that we do through the Emotional Fitness Academy, especially the Fundamentally Me 7 Pillars of Self program.
Hmm. Thanks for that, Rick. Rick, as you talked about your experience, and let's fast forward to May of 2025.
Sure.
Through your role in different hats you wear in volunteering, in as a faculty member with CCUA, co-facilitating with the academy, with an extensive background in HR. What have you observed and learned about what the current challenges are? And you touched on that a little bit. Can you expand on that a little bit more about those May 2025 challenges? We are hearing about every time I turn around, I'm seeing a business going bankrupt, a business shutting down, people transitioning careers, sometimes expected, sometimes not, and always that pivoting the landscape of business and those challenges of leaders and organizations. Challenge now comes in AI and other pieces. Can you touch a little bit more about what you're observing, what you've learned about those current present day challenges?
Sure. Yeah, the challenges today, a lot of it is really driven by an intergenerational workforce as well. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a baby boomer, and that's my generation. But some of the changes with an intergenerational workforce and the needs and the demands and the desires of the workforce are evolving over time. And understanding that intergenerational workforce and what they're driven by is essential. And getting back to engagement, how do we engage? How do we ensure that employees are engaged and have that passion for work? And a lot of that is done through understanding their needs, what drives them, what they're looking for in the corporate world, and understanding how to communicate with them, understanding what they need from the perspective of trust, personal trust, organizational trust. When I did my doctorate a few years ago, I focused on organizational culture. I spoke a lot about trust, personal trust, organizational trust. All that was essential. And helping employees and helping groups work towards developing effective strategies, understanding their purpose, understanding their raison d'etre, what they're all about, their vision, their mission, their goals. All of that is needed, I think, and we can offer that through our programs with the Emotional Fitness Academy, and they fit they match a need, and that's essentially what we're looking for with our programs. Same as what I do with the CCU education and professional development. We're basically looking at filling some of those gaps and providing the training and the professional development that will address those gaps.
Hmm. Thank you very much for sharing that, Rick. Going forward, knowing that you've started painting the tip of the iceberg in terms of some of those current present day challenges that these organizations and cultures are experiencing. So you want to get into a little bit more about what we can offer these
Sure.
leaders, organizations, and the cultures. You touched on a number of different things, the issues, but maybe dive a little bit more and take a second about what are we offering?
Sure. Yeah, the program that comes to mind and the one that most addresses the needs of the current business world and organizations that are seeking change, improvement, and growth comes to mind is the fundamentally me, the seven pillars of self. And what we do, we dedicate a 10-week program to addressing the needs of organizations that want to build and grow and improve. And we do that through looking at separate pillars related to all sorts of things, purpose and legacy. We look at financial fitness and accountability. We look at the emotional pillar, the physical pillar, the spiritual pillar, the mental pillar, the environmental pillar. All of these pillars we feel are the structure that supports the organization. And when we go through each of those pillars in turn, we have opportunities to share insights and talk to the participants about their challenges. And through the emotional fitness principle of not providing guidance or direction or advice, we help individuals who are participating in our programs build from their own innate wisdom and knowledge and experience and have them come up with the solutions driven by the material that we provide through the emotional fitness courses and training. So that's essentially what we do, and it's been very effective, and the response has been very positive to date. We've had phenomenal response and the uptake and the interest in our program, and everybody that's gone through the program has actually said that they would recommend it highly to others.
Thanks for that, Rick. And summary, the essence, what I'm hearing is that we offer, in essence, experiential education and training tools for leaders, organizations, and cultures to be equipped with those tools to be able to first and foremost listen and to be heard and to be able to address those peripheral and immediate challenges of things like trust, engagement. I'm also hearing you share about the fact that we want to really get into and listen to those leaders, organizations, cultures to identify what is the need. One of the programs that can be facilitated is the Fundamental Me Seven Pillars of Self program, specifically for leadership, organizational culture, of which we'll have one rolling out here in September. That's our target. But we also have, which I didn't hear, but I'll just add this sidebar in, is that this can be customized and tailored to
Sure can.
the needs of. So, Rick, what's that one next step that you'd like to share with the audience today?
I guess the next step is to embark on finding out more about these programs and learning what the abilities are that we have, our innate abilities, our wisdom that we can use to address the challenges. And all we do with the program really is provide tools and information and knowledge that then allows the individuals to see what they need to do to have that personal growth, that success within their organizations. So we're ready to embark on a program that is tailored specifically to leadership and organizational culture. We have we offer the opportunity for all the participants to share what their needs are at the very beginning of the program and throughout the program, as a matter of fact, so that they can actually clearly articulate what their challenges are, and we can provide some tools that will help them move towards solutions for their challenges.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today for this short little taste of what's available regarding support and education to support those leaders, organizations, and cultures that are currently going through some struggles and challenges. Or maybe it's a case of, you know what, we're doing really, really well, and we want to be able to sustain that. Because it's not a matter of if we're going to run into problems, it's going to be when we run into those problems and challenges, what are the tools that we have in our toolkit that we can pull out going, geez, this is something that I think we can leverage right now at this present moment. And Dr. Richard Vaillancourt or Rick, thank you so much for sharing your innate wisdom and experience in this little taste of this video. Any last minute comments, Rick?
No, other than that, I encourage people to explore this a little bit further. I think they'll be very happy.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity.